What's the ultimate question in strategy? It is what to decide. And I should know because I've been a strategy practitioner for over 20 years, working on the buying and selling of companies, developing international expansion plans, and making investment project decisions. And based on this experience, I can say Herbert Simon was right when in 1967 he stated that the full solution for business schools lies in the prospect of developing an explicit, abstract, intellectual theory of the processes of synthesis and design. And that is exactly what I've developed. Hi, my name is Roeland van Straten and I was awarded a PhD in 2017 for developing a unifying theory that closely resembles Herbert Simon's full solution for business schools. And in short, it took me nearly 2 decades to develop a theory and a method that provides strategists with the guidance they seek in everyday practice, but it also provides scholars with input for a refined strategy to teach strategy as an integrative discipline. And the only reason I was able to do this is because I realized early on in my career that when it comes to strategy, answering the question what to decide is always a matter of judgment. Now, for business schools, this means it is all about embracing the notion that strategy is about individuals making decisions in unique business environments, and therefore about enabling students to gather, analyze, and evaluate information, and then systematically apply this knowledge to envision the future. And to illustrate my theory and method, let me show you how it solves a key problem in strategy teaching, one that all scholars agree on, which is the lack of a mechanism for integration. And I will do this by illustrating how a selection of 6 disparate strategy tools and concepts can in fact be integrated using a single theoretical frame. And the ones I use are all well known. They are the business model canvas, the PESTEL acronym, Porter's 5 forces, the resource-based view, the value chain, and the dynamic capabilities view. Now, clearly these concepts differ greatly in many respects, including scope, level of abstraction, and application. But what they share is that the answers they provide all relate to a specific section of the story of a firm's past, present, or future. And how these sections would line up in the appropriate storyline is what you see here. Now, in practice, I'm always very cautious of using words like threat, capabilities, value, and power, because they are unclear terms. And clarity is the absolute gateway standard for knowledge. And this means I find many of such concepts confusing rather than enlightening. But this is just to show how they can be aligned and integrated conceptually. Now, just to be clear, this matrix is a simplified representation of the method I developed. And as you can see, it divides all possible knowledge regarding any business environment over 3 domains of information, which make up the rows, as well as over the steps in the strategic thinking process, which are the columns. And what you can also see is what sections in a firm's story are not covered by one of the 6 strategy tools. Most notably, the tool that has dominated strategy practice for over 40 years, Porter's 5 forces, overlaps with just 2 of the 49 identified sections. Now, of course, for reference purposes, it is useful to number all the sections from 1 to 49, as I did here. And this numbering is not random. It is the order in which the story of a firm is to be told. That is, if you would know nothing about the firm and wanted to learn everything. And the observant viewer will notice the sections in the 2 columns on the far right are numbered in a reverse order. The numbering means the model is able to carefully guide strategists and strategy teachers alike from a state of what we could call firm-specific ignorance all the way to firm-specific strategic wisdom, being the state in which you can systematically envision plausible futures of very specific business environments, and that enable you to assess courses of action and demonstrate wisdom. Or, to put it more poetically, This overview provides a full table of contents for the story of any firm. And it didn't stop here. Now, I turned this matrix into a full-blown strategic thinking method by taking 2 additional design steps. First, I formulated one primary underlying question for each of the 49 sections in the story. And 2, I established how to best answer each question in practice. And the result looks something like this. It is an overview of 49 questions, and for each question I can provide instructions on how to answer them. Now, knowing that I'm a practitioner, you should be skeptical. After all, we're notorious for making glib assumptions and preferring quick fixes. So you're absolutely right to ask, where is the theory behind all of this? Well, there's a lot of it. And it explains why my PhD thesis is over 400 pages. In essence, I developed a new ontology, epistemology, and methodology, rendering it a new paradigm in every sense of the word. And if you want to learn more about this theory or the curriculum, check out part 2 of this video, or go to the strategyacademy.com website. And please, feel free to contact me through the AOM app or send me an email at office@thestrategyacademy.com. I will be more than happy to provide you with all the information you need.